Hey everyone, this is Oscar from Underdog, and today's video is about how to hesitate, which I understand is a very weird title, and probably you've never seen a YouTube video talking about how to hesitate. But when you listen to certain electronica, like for example rival consoles or maybe Max Cooper, one of the main musical tropes, one of the main musical colors or musical feelings that I come away with when I listen to that is the beauty of hesitation, the beauty of sort of searching for a pattern, searching for a motif, and it's never quite clear until suddenly it snaps and then maybe locks up with some drums, and then suddenly it's like an exciting kind of house electronica track. But before it actually hits that sweet spot, there's this hesitation, this searching. And that's such a beautiful feeling. And I can't tell you exactly how, for example, rival consoles or Max Cooper themselves think about this, but I can show you at least one good way in which you can start to approach this idea. To be able to execute this, what you need is a DAW, and in that DAW you have to have already programmed a drum groove that's pretty solid and that can already carry the energy of the track. Maybe you want a big bass line as well, and then as a lead, you want a motif. Some kind of clear musical voice that lives mostly in the mids that's going to carry the storyline of your track and that's going to represent the story when the hesitation stops, when the hesitation clears up. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did a video on Bicep, and because this week I was lazy, I just used that exact synthesizer pattern to show you this. So we're going to work with the lead synthesizer of Bicep Apricot. So the drums and the riff that I've prepared sound like this. Okay? Drums, a bass line, and a clear musical motif. And I open and close the envelope just like I did in that Bicep video. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that. And if any of the words that I'm using are confusing to you, go follow my Foundations of Electronic Music course or sign up for my Foundations Level 2, which is going to be launching in a few weeks. But so if you're ready to hesitate, let's get into it. All right, so the method that we're going to be using here is called Curated Randomness. Curated Randomness just means that we take our main musical message and we confuse it in a whole bunch of random ways, and then we listen to that random output and we choose the ones that we like. And then we place those in our timeline exactly as it suits us. A few key concepts here are delays, and specifically granular delays. And it's great to have some plugins that have a preset bank that you can just flick through, that you don't have to program to intentionally. So you can just flick through effect presets and see what sparks joy. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So this is our main motif, right? And this is the thing that we're trying to create the feeling of hesitation in. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this original version alone, and then we're going to duplicate it 10 times, making 10 copies of it. So all you'd have to do is do Command D or Control D, and then maybe call that randomness 1. And I've done that here 10 times, so we have 10 identical copies of the main riff. Okay. So here we have the riff playing in the background, and now what we're going to do on each of these channels is we're going to mess it up in different ways. And those different ways are just going to be really extreme random versions of the original. And so we're going to use creative effects for that, and there's 3 in particular that I would recommend. One is Portal, the other one is Guitar Rig, and the other one is Other Desert Cities by Audio Damage. These are 3 plugins that let you access radically different random sound textures by just flicking through presets. And all you gotta do is find one that sparks a bit of joy, that feels still somewhat related to the original, but different enough that it's distinct. So for example, I'll just flick through on the Portal some presets. Like, this is already perfect. Okay, let's commit to this. And the idea here now is that I've copied over my motif over a long period of time, and I just freeze track, and then I'm going to flatten it to audio. And if I repeat this exploration phase 10 times, I've got 10 different shadow layers, 10 different hesitant layers of my main musical riff. And then I can put on my different hats. Yeah, I know I'm wearing a hat now. Then I can put on my hat of the arranger who just needs to look at all the different samples that the sound designer Oscar has created. And his job is just to select the best, the ones that give the most goosebumps. So I do flatten here, and boom. This is now a sample where I can just listen through and say, oh, in this particular moment, for example, it gives me goosebumps. And oh, wouldn't it be interesting if I took this slice, but only for a turnaround and just like faded it in like this? Let's see what that would feel like. Yeah, cool. Maybe that's a layer that I can layer behind my main melody. So then you get something like... See how that gave something? And of course, now that we've got these, we can of course just add simply more delays to them. And so for example, that little snippet would be something like... Interesting, right? I've curated randomness. I've created something that's a bit too random and then taken just the best bits. Now for the video, I did of course complete the exercise, and I created this kind of break here where you can really hear me transition from the motif into the hesitation and then slowly let the motif reassert itself in kind of a trilogy break, which if you don't know what that is, watch this video. And all that is just some resampling, the same method. If this helped, like the video, comment, show me some love, subscribe, all that good YouTube jazz. And until next time, stay producing, be good to each other, and take care. Bye-bye.